Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Taking a look at probably one of the most reviewed knives ever, a knife that everybody should own. This is the Kershaw Leek. It's a spring assist opening knife that kind of gets around some of the legality rules that we have with assisted knives. It does have a little spring in there that helps it open. So we're going to talk about this today and why everyone should probably own one of these. I have 3 or 4 of these. I get one every year, 2 years, depending on use. But it's a great knife that people should constantly continue to go back to. So let's talk about the price real quick. I am on Amazon. Price for this one. This is the olive green color, and it has a blackened blade. So this is usually comes in a ton of different colors. But I've had a silver one. I probably should have brought that one down so I could have you guys look at that one. This one obviously comes in black. There's a lot of different blade steels that you can find in a bunch of different colors. It comes in, I want to say, like 30 colors that you can get, everything from blue to orange, silver, aluminum scales, G10 scales. There's a lot of options for this. This one specifically is $38 online right now. They can retail as high as $99. If you go into a retail store like a sporting goods store or an outdoor hunting sort of store, you can certainly find them for much higher prices. So be careful where you're buying these from. Things I like about the knife. Let's just talk about the knife first. Let's talk about the knife first. I've got Kershaw's page open so we can kind of go through that. The Kershaw Leek knives, and it's L-E-E-K, not L-E-A-K. One of the most popular in the Kershaw knife series, the Leek has a slim, versatile, modified drop point blade with good slicing capabilities. The high-performance blade steel sharpens to a razor's edge and holds its edge for an extended use. A 3-inch blade is perfect for most tasks, and a slim tip allows the knife to excel at piercing and detailed work. The speed-safe assisted opening allows the easy blade deployment with a simple pullback of the ambidextrous flipper. Variety of colors and fade-resistant, scratch-resistant, and permanently bonded to the anodized aluminum handle. So, steel that they use here for this, because I'm sure I'm going to get that question, it's Sandvik 14C28N steel, high performance with increased nitrogen in the formula for excellent corrosion resistance and hardness. The overall highest performing knife in the world that still maintains the productivity benefit of a fine blankable 14C28N steel is ideal for knife applications which place high demands on edge sharpness, edge stability, and corrosion resistance. So let's talk about it. Pocket clip, it is reversible only in one direction. So you can put it over here where these 2 holes are. You cannot put it on this side, obviously. It's got a little lanyard hole. If you're into that, I'm not, but that's your preference. And then it has what's called speed safe. So this knife has a little flipper on the back like most do, and it's spring assisted, so that'll open up really, really nicely. It has a little liner lock here in the middle, so you just kind of move that out of the way and you close the knife. You can feel that spring as it's closing, but it does stay closed very nicely. And then the speed safe. So this little notch over here, you can slide it. Mine doesn't slide very good, and we'll talk about that in a second. Maybe I can show this to you. This will slide up to block the blade from opening. So if you were to accidentally hit the button, it would not open. So that's the speed safe, this little back and forth pin. Now mine doesn't move very well. I actually have to get like a screwdriver out or something like that to move it. That's kind of where we get into some of the cons of this knife, and there really aren't many. I've had 4 of these. Every one is absolutely different. Some open slower than they normally do. Some open way faster. This one opens pretty fast. I've got another one where the spring is real weak and it'll like barely open. This one doesn't have that problem. And it's out of the box. They're all different. When I actually purchased this one from my local sporting goods store for Black Friday, I used it a couple times out of the box, didn't like it, had them get me another one, and the experience was completely different. So if you have the ability to try it before you buy it, I recommend it. This speed safe doesn't close for me. I've got to get a tool out to do it. Sometimes the speed safe on these will close and open super fast. So it'll close on itself because the little nut here or the little screw that's here is on, I don't know, maybe too tight. So there's some tweaking to do with that. It's not a super deep pocket clip. I mean, you probably see that much out of your pants pocket. And I put my knife in my left pocket. So when it's in my left pocket, you see a lot of this, rather than if it was in my right pocket, you would only see, a little bit of that. So it's kind of weird with the design that's over here. The knife is comfortable. 3-inch blade is perfect. It's inside what's considered legal for at least my state. It's a Ken Onion design blade. I do like the design that he has here. The tip on this is ridiculously sharp, and it comes out of the box pretty darn sharp too. This model specifically, the Kershaw Leek, is also referred to as the 1660. So Kershaw 1660 OL for olive, I assume is the color. BW for maybe a black or a washed blade. This has that sort of washed look. The slim profile is ridiculous on this. I like the back spacer, gives you a little bit extra strength right there. I have little bitch hands. I can get 4 fingers on it comfortably. There's some jimping down here for your index finger, and there's some up here at the top for your thumb. The design is nice, so you've got a little thumb groove in here, and same thing for your index finger. You could go past the little safe if you want for that detailed work, but I don't really think this or this makes a difference, me personally. I've never had a problem with the knife. I have snapped the tips off of almost every single one that I own. This one I've had for about a week, and I've done nothing but cut like tags and boxes and stuff like that. So everybody should own one. Really should own one. It's absolutely great. There's a ton of things that you can do with it. They're customizable. There are people that earn a living just customizing this knife. So let me read a little bit more of the Kershaw website, and then I'll let you go. Attractive blade finish. Its bead blasted finish enhances the knife's aesthetics and complements its end use. The high-tech finish is achieved by applying a mixture of fine media onto the blade steel under high pressure, creating a smooth, non-reflective matte surface. Fast deployment using a torsion bar to move the blade in and out of the handle. Kershaw's revolutionary speed safe assisted opening enables smooth, secure, and fast one-handed deployment. Apply manual pressure to the flippers. Okay, so it teaches you how to use the flippers done. Has a glass breaker tip. So that's not something I knew about this, but apparently you can use the end of this to break glass. Is that what that is? Kershaw designs pocket clips to fit the specific knives according to their weight, intended end use, style, and hardware. Some knives have multiple carry options, other have more streamlined options. The reversible pocket clip allows it to be carried tip up or tip down. Oh, and there's a glass breaker that you can get with it. So this one doesn't have the glass breaker on it, but you can use it for glass breaking purposes. Maybe that's what the top of this does. I wouldn't want to break any glass with this, but I'm sure you can. So that's the Kershaw Leek. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. I don't have any complaints with this knife. This is probably gets some of the most pocket time overall for me, especially if I actually have some work to do with a knife, whether that's outdoors or whatnot. I actually just used this to cut some carpet a little bit earlier. There's some carpet in the basement behind me that I used to cut this, and no problem. Edge retentions on this is great. A lot of people will complain about the cheap steel that's used, but at the end of the day, for this price, what you get, an assisted opening blade, the options, the finishes, other things like that, absolutely incredible. So Appreciate you watching. We've got some more knife videos coming up in the next couple of days, so stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one.